All right, we're live. And we're excited to watch some RLCS. The mainstream's on at the moment. Resolve are also on. We're going to primarily be watching the Resolve broadcast, and we'll jump across to the main broadcast from time to time as well. But yeah, when there's a game on the Resolve channel, we'll be watching that because I'm a Resolve super fan. So, yeah. All right. Not really much happening on the actual broadcasts at the moment. They're just chatting about stuff. So we're waiting till the actual games start. I don't know what time they're due to start. I thought they were probably due to start now, but apparently not. So I'm thinking it's probably going to start in about half an hour. It wouldn't be too far away anyway. Don't they say anything about what time the matches are? I don't know if they even have a set time for them. I would have thought they do. Oh, they are starting, okay. Oh, they've started. Cool. Right, let's pop it on.
Yeah. I mean, that's it, right? Just chilling out, warming up.
Oh, Liquid are already won them up.
You guys can see in the top left, we do indeed
Resolve already beat Liquid in
the boot camp where the players currently are, both the
top
men's
16
and the
qualifier.
women's team.
They swept them, so hoping for a good result.
I'm not sure what she was interpreting there, but we get.
She's scared of the foreheads. She didn't want.
Yeah, it is. They are pretty intimate cameras, to be fair. Right up close.
They've got their little cameras on there.
Seeing Breezy continuing in the Jackal that was monstrous.
Okay.
I'm pretending
Not
this
a great
isn't
start.
happening. That was monstrous last week.
I'm going to pretend that we know how to play defense right now. I don't really know what happens here. This is just wide open. It's not going to benefit us, not going to benefit any of our chemistry to start this one off. Unfortunately, we've left ourselves in a bit of a rut as 30 seconds
They'll be fine.
into it. It's 2-0.
No, Saki's going to pop.
Plenty of time to go. We can try and recover here, and if not, we got a long day ahead of us now as well. So it's only game one. It is only the first game of a 5-part series. Let's see if maybe we can find a response, though. More shots on target. Finally, we got a breakaway. No,
nice.
Saki sends one high, though. Husky and
easily defended.
Backboard. Good clear out to midfield. Not going to make it much further than that as Breezy does get a 50-50. Down in the corner. Might have some time and space. Gets this one center.
Nice.
And again,
Husky.
defense lacking. Both players
okay,
into the corner.
let's
honestly, why?
Maybe chop this one
really
up. Oh, there's still 4 minutes left.
Really
Still time to come back.
Said, just a little bit needless, a little bit careless at this point. But hey, the way I see it, we're in a boot camp. Playing the first competitive games at that boot camp. It can take a little bit. These guys will have been scrimming and training on the setups that they're in currently, but it will take a little bit to just ease into things in the competitive setting, right? They're not at home, they're not in their office or their bedroom or wherever they play usually, and it's going to take a little bit of ease. Once they do, watch out, because we have had this team's number before. We've dialed it, we've called it, and we've called it in as well.
Reaching the Jackal again.
So once we do start to look
Jackal
like the
now.
Resolve we know and love, I think Liquid need to watch out.
I think that's what it is. It's just, you know, like we said, we got to return to form, and unfortunately, we've given ourselves a little bit of a mountain to climb up here, as it's 3:30 on the clock, and we're already down 3-0. Maybe we can get a quick response.
I
this
believe.
One out to the corner.
Go on.
Puts this one back center. Who's going to be there? Shot on target from Brazy, denied. What about the follow-up from Flame, though? It's down center, kind of. More to the corner. I think Noasaki was also expecting the same thing as I, which that shot, or I guess pass, was going to be a little bit more precise, but unfortunately,
Flame's not picking it up
off the mark, we got to play some defense. Nothing that we're going to be all too afraid of as Breezy gets a good touch and is able to get a 50-50 to send it out center.
Liquid are just playing so much faster.
Advantage of those offensive chances here, Months. Feels like we've had a lot of good offensive pressure, but just not really been able to do much with it. And here's the issue on the other end. A lot that you can do with that one. It's how finds a response.
Warm-up game. That's all it is.
4-0. I think this one's written off at this point. The boys just probably resetting, gonna recoup for next one.
Yeah, we got a little bit of time left. Maybe we can try and get a goal for the road at this point. I don't necessarily think that we're doing horribly, but it definitely feels a little bit like, well, a warm-up period, if you will. And definitely not a warm-up period you want to have to go through. 4-0 is going to be pretty demoralizing. 5-0 is going to make it a lot worse. Chronic, narrow angle off the backboard, and we have found ourselves with quite the deficit here before halftime, Months. Well, unfortunately, we got a little bit more time to go, though. Like we said, we can still try and find ourselves at least one goal, and we should be all right. You can see the boys still pretty good spirits up in the top left. They're still kind of just vibing, still kind of just chilling. They're going to take some time, like I said, to try and get into this game and get into today as a whole. And for those that are unaware, the way that this is working here is it's 5 games you're in, or I guess 3 games you're in, 3 games you're out.
Oof.
It is a Swiss bracket,
nice
meaning that you can go 3-2, 3-1, 3-0. Doesn't matter.
No,
As
too
long as
slow
you get
for
3
you.
wins on the day,
Too
we're
slow.
through to tomorrow
Have no
and
boost.
through to what is basically
Just
a
need to
single
back out.
elimination playoff. Against Team Liquid, like I said, a lot of people do have their
Nice
bets
pass.
riding on us here, but does not mean that it is a guarantee, especially considering Team
Well,
Liquid seem to have leveled up just
quicker.
a little bit here. That should be a goal, though. Is anyone there for the follow-up? Multiple 50s in a row, and it's still not enough. Flame doing everything they can to try and get this first goal in, but to no avail. It's a bit unfortunate
been
here,
nice.
We're looking better and better, but we still can't find a goal.
Yeah, it's starting to come into it now.
Months may still be having some technical issues. We're trying to get him back into this one. Seems like it might be having some difficulties, but it's all right. We're almost back, and we're also almost out of game number 1, and we're almost at our first goal. We keep on getting closer and closer, more offensive pressure. And chat, I'm taking this one a little uber serious, trying to buy time for Months to get his technical issues back. But you know what? Forget it. We're not doing that anymore. It's Williams Resolve. I don't got to be technical. What I can do is shill my Twitter while we have 90 seconds to go. It's 5-0. Follow me. Follow Williams Resolve. All 3 of the players. Go and follow them
nice
on
pass.
Twitter. Noasaki just recently passed 1,000, and I'm trying to pass 3K. Forget Months. He's not here. He has no voice, so therefore he can't say anything. And yeah. Anyways, we're still going on without a goal here. I'd like to find our first. That's off target. Unfortunately, can't quite find much, and we didn't really find much of this first game. I think we're getting Months back into here. No guarantee. I think he's testing right now. I can hear the testing sounds in my ear. I'm running out of topics, I'm not going to lie. Solo casting is a lot harder than duo casting. Sometimes I just get to say nonsense, and then Months goes, that sounds about right. Here I have nobody to back me up except for my thoughts, and it's a dark place there. Anyways,
I'm
30
kind of
seconds
tempted
left
to just
here in
let
this
you
game.
go at this point.
Hey, is he... Are you back? Are you finally back? It took a while.
I've been back for like a good 3 minutes. You know, I just wanted to see how long.
I'm sure you have.
You could go for. I'm hoping I sound good now. I have no idea. The technical issues have been pretty crazy today. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, I'm just hoping we can sort things out and get a good series on our hands once this first game's gone.
I'd like so. We're playing. I'm not going to say our best right now, but we're not playing horribly either. It just kind of feels like there's a couple of things we got to put together. It's very clear after the first half of the game, we did not let them score again, so it's kind of just, man, we kind of made ourselves too big of a ditch to try and dig out of, and now
close.
Here we are, still struggling for our first goal. It's
Yeah,
5-0
just write that one off. It's a little bit of a warm-up game. It's definitely grew into it as the game progressed, so fingers crossed.
Yeah, look. It might not. Oh, we got a
Like any other games.
Yeah,
Carmine
we got
Court
Ginny
take
back in briefly.
Game 1 versus Solary.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see too much of that
4-1
second half. I did see the opening 3 goals.
Exotic
That was
popping
about
off.
all I needed to see, though. Williams Resolve outclassed early on. It's gonna be tough. Like I mentioned, they're on boot camp. They're not in their home setups.
None of them
So
have been
it is
recorded
gonna
yet.
take a little bit of adjustment, right? We saw this with Williams Resolve last season, albeit with a completely different roster. They actually did
moist
struggle
day.
on boot camp when a lot of teams have
Rizzo be doing the moist
exceeded
one.
expectations. And one of those teams that has exceeded expectations was then the roster that we've got now, if that makes sense. 0-0 Nation, I think they made top 8 when they were boot camping in Norway.
Oh wait, Quadrant.
So we're hoping that they can kind of grab
didn't know Quadrant had been
and
announced.
harness that kind of extra boot camp energy from
That's
last
cool.
season
When
and,
did
and
that happen?
see how it goes.
Well, let's find out. Game number 2 going to be a big turning point for us here as well. We need it to
That just
be.
happened
If
today.
we lose this one, it's reverse sweep time against Team Liquid and Wall. I like our chances being able to reverse sweep. I'd prefer not to have that happen,
Oh, yeah.
especially when
Just
it's
2
how
hours
starting to
ago
get flipped
they
with
announced
sets
it.
like this. We do realize the
Oh,
first
nice. He
one's
got
off
battery
target.
hotness
Same
in.
with that, but Oski, he reads it off the bar. And Williams Resolve, I hate to
Oof,
say
Liquid
this,
are
but
already
you have to show
down.
your resolve. The
That was a
defense
really poor defensive
doesn't exist.
attempt there.
Yeah, it just kind of feels like Liquid are just shooting and scoring.
Yeah.
Like, there's not much to analyze in that. The defense is just absent. Liquid aren't really having to try hard for those goals and not having to do anything crazy. It's just kind of being handed to them. Makes me wonder if there's some communication issue. Like, I'm wondering if something with the setup isn't working. This is like I'm quite literally looking for copium at this point. Unfortunately, though, I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah, I don't really blame you. This has been this has not been a good defense. We're leaving gaps like this, which has left us just with so many open spaces. I'm not even sure if you saw that, but Nowasaki's just diving across the backboard,
challenge there.
and there's almost no reason.
Why'd they give him that much time?
For our counterattack, and it's Flame by
Resolve
himself,
are
so we'll
not
try and make that happen.
forming particularly well right now.
Back down center. It's not really going to find anybody as Oski gets a free touch, and there will be no
It's a good
follow-up from
effort,
the Williams Resolve player until
target.
eventually we send one to the backboard. But yeah,
good demo.
rotation's feeling a little bit off right now, Munch,
too
and I
slow
feel
to
like
it?
I'm putting that very lightly due to the fact that we are on the Williams Resolve stream. If this was a Liquid one, I might be a bit more critical, and I really don't want to be, as I know we've got the potential. We just got to start putting shots like that on target on repeat and not overextending on defense.
That's good pass, but
I'll be honest,
nobody's turning for it.
I do not want to know what the Liquid stream sounds like at the moment.
Not at all.
So yeah, that's my summary of that. Oh, right now Liquid defending just a little bit. Breezy is going to have to track back and look for some boost, but quite to be. They're going to have to defend right now. Nowasaki, who was so impactful throughout both the top 16 and the closed qualifiers.
They're kind of tripping over themselves now.
And right now, Williams Resolve unable to do much at all. All the boost being gobbled up by a Chronic on his way back into defense.
It seemed to be that like Resolve was spending a lot of time with zero boost.
Now, look to regather and restart from the back.
Well, they're not necessarily regathering here. A heavy touch from Flame actually finds its way out to
They do seem a lot slower
to
everything than Liquid.
Gets one down center. Flame tries to get it back out to Breezy, who gets a touch to the backboard. Watered down, though. Not going to do much because it is a double commit from Team Liquid, but it doesn't really work out as we double commit right on after. Again, rotation still looking a little bit sloppy here. Feels like in game number 1, it wasn't locked tight for Team Liquid, but they were just the faster and more mechanical of the two teams in said game, and so they just found gaps on gaps on gaps. Here in the second one, though, we're trying to find some gaps, are unable to do so. A Breezy flicks, not really going to help us out whatsoever. And a Chronic, he tries to do something
2 minutes.
Touch mid-air.
It's only 1 now.
Cuts this out, sends
come
it
back.
to the backboard. Flames waiting, and we'll keep this one close. Tries to flick over one.
I think they're
quite get past
defending
them,
a bit better now.
Go in his favor. Right now, it's still a little bit of ping pong.
There's
Both
just no
teams
attack.
Very heavy touches to either end. No one's really getting that elongated of a stay on possession. And Breezy, he's just dunking the defense.
Liquid are defending very well.
First goal here as we go on just about 8 minutes scoreless.
8 minutes indeed. It is time to find something. Anything that doesn't include the ball going into the back of our net.
That's a poor touch from Noah.
Liquid have only
It
found
went
one
straight
goal
to the
this
Liquid man.
point. 90 seconds remaining. It's time
Gone
for
Flame.
Williams Resolve to lock in. Flame trying to do that with the flip reset, but he
Important
is
boost grab
denied
there.
any opportunity to keep going. And with that one attempt, we're done down the offensive end. Having to restart again from beyond midfield.
Throwing the ball
no
away.
Possession. There's no territorial pressure. It's all one and done right now, Bass, and it's a struggle to get that sustained offense that I think we're going to need to break down this Liquid defense.
This would be fine if it were 0-0, but the issue is we already let Liquid score a goal, so now we need to try and not only waste time and get back into this one, but we also need to try and keep possession close enough that we don't give a chance to Liquid here. Unfortunately, this feels
Why was
very
that not
sporadic,
contested?
That's not going to help us out whatsoever as we've been trying
This
and
is
trying
really
to build
poor.
up some sort of offense, but to no avail. That's a big miss out of a Chronic, though. This could open up some space. That's a 50-50 that goes
Guess
in
it could be
favor
just
of
nerves.
Flame, but it's not going to go
I don't
any
know.
further. And as a Chronic gets another free touch to the backboard, that could be a goal for Team Liquid. Luckily enough, the follow-up is a miss out of Team Liquid as well. And I'm getting a bit nervous right now. It's just super sketchy on both ends here. It feels like Williams Resolve are within inches of finding their first goal, but just can't quite get past the barrier. 25 seconds to go. We have a good offense building here, Muntz, but now we just need to put something on target.
Anything on target in this final period, this final 15 seconds. Would make things a little bit nervous for Team Liquid, but as it is comfortably down our end, forcing Williams Resolve to defend.
Liquid are just in so much
Keeping
control.
That pressure on, and it's going to have
Straight
to be
to
a
it,
0-second affair here, Bass, if we want to take game number 2. It's not going to be.
Very poor.
We will drop, or the ball will drop rather, and we will drop to 0-2 in this opening series.
Not great, but we've seen reverse sweeps out of Williams Resolve before, and honestly, this is the makings of one as it feels like right now. Not necessarily due to too many big factors, but the big one for me is that it feels like game number 1, we were the better team the back half of the game. Game number 2, we were the better team for the back.
Solo retake game 2.
I'm just going to keep on saying the same thing I said before. Guys, you got to play some defense. It really does feel like right now the rotations
game
in
1
offense are solid, but the rotations on defense are super, super sketchy. And as a result, we leave gaps, double commit, triple commit even at times, and it just keeps us in such...
Or think my voice is annoying, huh?
Rizza?
I'll have your tongue for that.
That one's going to overtime.
Could we get one here, Flame? No, it's not to be, but maybe Breezy can set something up. All 3 Liquid players in the same corner right now and just need a big challenge on a Chronic that doesn't come in. And, yeah, down our end we go.
Well, Oski, touch to the backboard. Flame's going to be there. He misses the ball. Okay,
That's
again,
really
defense 2 whiffs in a row. I feel like I'm starting to have some examples of what I mean when I say the defense feels a bit disjointed right now. Luckily enough, it's not going to cost us. Although, guys, someone want to challenge Oski? Eventually, they'll get there. They missed the ball. And it's feeling... not great
Good
to be a
challenge,
Williams fan
That's
right
good.
now, as it really does feel like we're seeing the same issues on repeat without much solution to them. Maybe we can get a bit of an offense going here. Oski not going to get past Breezy out of midfield. Breezy's going to pinch this out to the side, but do nothing further with it. We're having the pieces right now, Muntz. It feels like we've got all of them out on the table. We just can't put them together to complete the puzzle.
So close, as you say, to completing the puzzle that is Team Liquid. Scary thing is that they keep coming back at us. So even as we move closer to figuring them out, they're moving closer to figuring us out even more. And right now, it is a bit sketchy. A big clear here. Chance for Noasaki, but he gets bumped off it.
Noah's come for the
He's
demo.
going to look to get some bumps of his own.
Breezy.
Playing with the infield.
Unlucky.
Breezy can't pick
That
him
would've
out
been a nice
again.
passing
Flame,
play.
0 boost in the tank, so he's going to have to pull out and let his teammates take over.
I like the idea. I think it's just a little bit of an overcomplication. You have so much time and space. Why make that pass so quickly off the wall and just choreograph to the other team what's happening here? Feels like we're getting the ideas right, but unfortunately the execution's just a little bit off. And speaking of execution here, it's how about to start to execute our team. If we can find another goal and continue on with the momentum a Team Liquid has been building. They've stayed on our half for quite some time, haven't been able to find any solid shots, and a boomer like that might finally scare them away.
That's straight to
Osaki
Breezy.
chasing down the defense. This could be an open net. A Tao barely makes the save. It's sketchy, but that's by far the first time we have actually threatened the Team Liquid defense. I'll do it again.
I'll take a few more threats, please. Breezy pops it high. Noasaki does get
That's
a
a
flip.
really nice
It's going to
flip.
be shut down. Flame, on the other hand, just still continuing to cause chaos. Noasaki's gotten boosted
amount of pressure
somewhere, but he's not got enough to get back to
This
that.
is much better
And
from
while
Resolve.
Liquid are being tested, they are passing those tests with flying colors. It's all looking a little bit easy on the defensive end for them, and occasionally they're looking to transition with a little bit of danger. It's, you know, just gives me a little inkling of worry every time they pick up that ball with boost in the tank.
It does have me a little bit nervous, but the good thing is we've held on to offensive pressure for so long here, and see double commits like that are what we're forcing out of Team Liquid. Especially with a Chronic now preoccupied by flying through the air without any sort of direction. This might give us a chance now to transition the other way. We are going to boot back into our own half, maybe try and pick up some boost to try and restart this offense. Osaki going for a weird pinch, so is a Chronic. Neither one of them get a touch on the ball, but Tao is the one who comes away with the cleanest of all touches here. Team Liquid still looking pretty solid here, but a couple of misses here and there starting to show that they are not invulnerable. There are chances. Can this be one? Noasaki puts it off target. Probably our biggest chance so far. We've had 2 huge ones in this game, but we need to make one of them count. Oh, how about this one?
Yes!
Oh, we'll take that. Flame squeezing it in off the post and maybe a kiss off the crossbar.
Noah's struggling with his shooting.
91 seconds remaining. It's a good time to score for Williams Resolve. Oh my goodness, that was about as nestled in as you could get.
Well, I guess that's how you put the pieces of the puzzle together. They got to nestle together, you know? It's got to be perfect. If it ain't perfect, that's not going to make a good puzzle. It's just going to look like a bunch of random pieces together, and the image is going to look, well, crappy. We don't look crappy, though, right now. We look great. We're finally starting to get that offensive pressure together. It feels like we have had the majority of the offense throughout this entire game. But again, the big thing, our defense has been where we've had the most concerns. Never mind, Breezy, you're a god.
Breezy,
that's the end of the sentence.
That's it. Breezy, you're a god. Full stop. No clarification needed. No justification needed. It speaks for itself. The Jackal. There's a joke about Egyptian deities somewhere there.
I think that was supposed to be a pass, but
the Jackal. It's
probably
an
should have shot
Egyptian.
her.
It's a holy Egyptian animal thing. you know?
Is the jackal the like cat-looking thing?
I think it's more like a dog, right? It's
Is it
like I think
is it a
I think
dog cat?
Set, the god of the underworld. I think he's got a jackal head.
So Breezy's the Undertaker for Team Liquid. Is that what I'm understanding?
Sure. And then I mean Noah fits in somewhere as well with Noah's Ark.
I feel like we might have lost our rhythm here, Munts. I feel like we might be going off topic for some reason. This. Well, yeah. Usually we're so concise with our topics and so poignant. I think is the good word to describe. And oh, okay. Ginia sent us it, and she agrees. She's like, I don't know if that's a dog or a cat.
That's a jackal.
Yeah, pretty much. And well, I was gonna say jackal's laugh. I think that's a hyena. I think I'm mixing up my biology. Anyways, I might laugh if we somehow come away with the win here. We actually do. Williams resolved.
Get that dub.
Victory in game number 3. My brain is still all over.
Noah can start hitting the target,
then
then it'll be much.
The guts of Team Liquid.
Much
We
more
left them
confident.
splattered out on the field. I think. I don't know. It's a bit too visual. My brain is just.
What's happening? Mainstream. Sillery 2-1 up.
Listen, you left me alone for 5 minutes.
Cool. Now Solary. Gate has been opened. And Exotic, thinking he had all the space in the world, but he got challenged there. Vatira dropped the ball down. Tashi around the side, but Solary's defense has been the name.
So Resolve broadcast
game.
actually streaming it. Oops,
It's
didn't mean to clip.
What?
It says 1080p 60, but it seems more like it's 30 FPS.
That's okay. Say big
Well, it
main.
seems
so
lower.
Like Ra is like right up there at the top, and then Anubis is like the next, like the kind of, I don't know, the
Assistant to the regional
assistant to the
manager.
regional manager is exactly
there
where
you
I
go.
was going with that as well.
Anyways, it's game number 4. We're finally into this one. I don't really know what's happening. I can tell you one thing. Breezy's got a decent dribble through the air. It's taken away from Oski, and it might be able to lead to an offense for Team Liquid here. But a good catch from Noasaki and then to Flame actually gives us another
That's dangerous,
chance.
that's dangerous,
Although,
it's dangerous, it's dangerous.
Oski, and it's going to work out. Defense caught off guard
That
here,
was
and Acronic
really
finds the first.
poor.
First Liquid goal for a while though, even including that 1-0 victory in game 2. Liquid, they didn't score for a very long time in that game, so it's been, what, like 7 minutes or something since they've had a goal? So Williams Resolve now need to match it and then double it if they want to win this. They've got to at least double it. Who knows how many Liquid might score, but there is
Noah's
hope still.
really
for Williams
not
Resolve.
performing
They
at his
looked a
usual
lot better
level.
throughout game 3 and even through periods of game 2. A little doink here is going to make things uncomfortable though for Noah Saki. Acronics doing stuff. Ato also gets bumped off it. Breezy gets
was
it
nice.
around, but Oski is in the way.
Although, I don't know if Oski's going to be able to do much more with this one. He does get an extra touch, but Noasaki should be there to cut
clear.
that out and send it out to midfield. The Tau, though, reads that
Oh,
one.
double
is
commit,
able to
double
cut
commit,
it out
double
as
commit.
Well, and again, defense still looking a little too sketchy for me right now. A
Wait,
couple of double and
recovered.
triple commits here and there, just leaving us without much options to transition. Maybe we can get something here as Noah puts it on the
Nice.
ceiling, gets a follow-up, puts it on target, but a Tau recognizes that and is at least able to cut this out. Oski, though, now recognizing a Tau is going for the pinch there, and instead, that flick is not really going to work out much. That's going to be a big demo, though. Noasaki opens up some space. It's awkward here for the Team Liquid defense, but we don't seem to be all too rushing to the ball. We kind of got to get a bit faster here. Guys, if you see some defensive openings, try and utilize them. It feels like right now we're a bit too patient for our own good, and we don't have a lot
Noah
of
has
time to
boost.
waste. 3 minutes on the clock. If we don't score at least 2 goals to take this game, that's the end of the series. I know we can. We've seen this before, but unfortunately for Williams Resolve, the time is ticking away.
Should be up.
3
Yeah,
minutes
that's
remaining.
good. That's
Acronic
good.
thought he had an
Go
open
Flame.
net, but it was
Oh,
shut
close.
down.
Almost got the dunk.
Liquid defense scrambling back there. Oski with a valuable slow air dribble.
Oh
buying
my.
his team time and actually
Almost
setting
no
up
goal.
an offensive chance. Now Noasaki looking to do likewise. Didn't get the greatest of takeoffs. Couldn't boost through that ball. Had to get back underneath it to wrest any kind of control from it. Flame on the near post. A risky position, but it pays off. Acronic, though, shutting us down in the midfield and
Gonna be a
keeping
challenge.
that pressure
Haven't really
on,
got
keeping Williams Resolve
half the game.
defending when they want to be
Suppose
on
only one goal,
offense, and then we're
but
just getting these long clears that
they're not
allow
playing
Oski to pick up
particularly
possession and
great.
make it hard for us to latch on to any kind of offensive possession.
It does kind of feel like right
wonder
now
if it's
our
like
biggest
boot
issue
camp
is that every single time
nerves,
we're
or
in the air, Team
maybe
Liquid have been beating us at the
because you're not
end.
using your
We get
home
the 50,
PC,
but
then
it's never
maybe
going in
you're
our favor. They'll be able to push it right
Not
back to our
getting the
half.
same
Another example
feel.
there, as it's 2 players on the ball, but somehow Williams Resolve do not come away with a better touch. Same here as Oski's able to get this one center. Guys, we got to try and hit the gym a little bit more. I know that you guys have had a workout regiment. I've seen it. I've seen the chats about it. Now it's time to try and show that. Try and muscle your way through the defense here, or at least through midfield, as you've got less than 2 minutes to go, and a 1-0 lead would unfortunately not be the way we want to go out here in the series. That might finally give us a chance to Oski in a very difficult position.
Straight to Noah.
Noah
unlucky, not able to get the demo.
Just a bit too far behind the ball. Got to move a bit quicker than that, lads, if you want to try and catch off the guard the Team Liquid defense here. And unfortunately,
that was Noah.
Not going to be able to do that. After midfield, Oski's going to force us to restart here. Good touch off the ceiling, but it's going to lead no further than midfield as Team Liquid are able to cut that one out. And get a goal because of it. This one, the other way, it's how catches the entirety of the defense off. As again, we're just overcommitting, Munts. I don't know what else to say.
I'm just going to change the subject.
Caught out of position.
Okay, the question in the chat is, do we want to win this series, though? The answer to someone said, we're going to play a good seed if we win, so not really. Okay, yes, we'd have to play a good seed, but that's because we've won. If we lose this, we've lost one. So worst case scenario, we win this, we play a good seed, and then we lose, so we're still back in the same position. It makes no sense. You always want to win. Sometimes there's... Okay, pause, champ. I can go back to the game now. Breezy, bringing us back within a goal from contention, from getting the competition back, getting the series back on its feet. We've got a minute 7, Bass.
Oh, less than 70 seconds, but you know what? I like our odds here, mainly because of the fact that, again, Williams Resolve, there's one thing we're good at, it's showing our resolve. It's kind of crazy how we fit to our name. Also, bumping and getting thrown off defense, not really going to help us out here, although that's a great 50-50 out of Flame, finally showing that workout regiment that we've been talking about. Noasaki got to do the same thing with Boomer there, but not necessarily enough mustard. He does read this, though.
It's not playing well, Noah.
Flame, same thing. He's going to set this one up for Breezy. Breezy, though, what can they do with it? Drop down to Noah. 1v1, 50-50 goes in favor. 40 seconds to go. We're putting on the pressure, but where's the shot? Noah center. A Chronic able to save this. And Team Liquid, they are holding on by the skin of their teeth. Let's see if we can try and rip it off.
Oh, 50-50. Important there, high above midfield. Breezy playing it slow, but he's just handed that into the hands of Oski, who didn't do a whole lot with it, but has managed to recover and put in a dangerous pass up to a toe. Here comes Noasaki. Just needs to make things awkward for a Chronic so his teammates can come in and take control, which they do.
Weird touch from Breezy.
Awkwardly. Flame's going to have a chance to pop this midfield. He does so. Oh, but the defense does enough. It's going to have to be 0 seconds pass. And Team Liquid defending right now, defending well, and defending enough to get the win. The series goes begging. Williams Resolve, they had a late resurgence, but it wasn't quite to be in the end. That was
unfortunate.
3 games to 1. The G's to Team Liquid, who do have
not great for Resolve's first one.
Yeah, it's not exactly what we're hoping for here.
Carmine up in game.
Couldn't quite find it. Now Itachi has a breakout down the field. Fairy Peak feathering it. He's got the touch. He misses the goal. He had to get over 2 defenders. Shalstek got the 50, but Akira makes a great touch. Exotic across and just too far off the ball. Itachi, no way he could commit.
Some tough asks for K-Corp there in terms of scoring. Doable, but very difficult. Fortunately, not able to extend the lead. Solary lived to fight for another few minutes.
Chauset was caught in a weird position there.
Cross, Matira steals the boost. Even the little chips that Solary are getting. Really, it's K-Corp forcing Solary to get chips because they're the ones.
Those decal's quite nice. I don't remember that being in the tier list.
Here's Matira. Oh,
is that an old one?
Down. Matira, hello? Chauset says, no thank you. None of that nonsense. Solary, you need a goal. K-Dop not gonna get the read. Fairy Peak, he got caught flipping. Total broken plays, one after another, and I can barely complete a sentence on it. Chauset pops it back to K-Dop. Less than a minute left. Solary looking for the game-tying goal.
K-Dop ties it.
Sends it to the sky and plummets.
What's happening in this?
Just goes through 2 defenders here. Vatira and
Oxygen a 1-1.
Up this air dribble, and he
Pinpoint are losing.
Team. I mean, they've got low covered, they've got high covered. No one expected him to just dive straight towards the middle of the net after getting on top of that ball.
Moist struggling.
And Fairy Peak again is correct about his teammates. Sometimes they just go in.
When we started this match, Guild had BDS on match point. Solary now in position. to take out K-Corp in 4. You thought you might have had a finger